All right, this is from The Blaze. This is a former Olympian delivered an eye-opening remark comparing professional sports contracts to slavery during an appearance on ESPN's new series hosted by anti-racist Ibram X. Kendi. ESPN gave Kendi his own series titled Skin in the Game, which delves into and challenges racism in the sports world and will reveal how pervasive racism is in sports while challenging the thoughts and systems of various governing bodies. The 5-episode series features episodes subtitled How Do Athletes Play a Role in Social Change? Are Black women athletes carrying the weight of the world? No. The answer, I can answer that question. I haven't even watched the episode, and I can already tell you, no, Black women athletes are not carrying the weight of the world. What is the cost of race norming? And what is the impact of racist ideas in sports media? The first episode aired on September 20th, in which Kendi takes a look at Black athletes who use public platforms to protest injustice and what it costs to speak up. And during this conversation, during this episode, there was a conversation about sports contracts and why sports contracts are tantamount to slavery. We've heard similar ideas already from Colin Kaepernick, who infamously declared in a Netflix special that NFL owners are slave owners, and NFL players are basically slaves out in the cotton field. And then he turned around and this season was trying desperately to get back on the plantation out into the cotton field again, even though he just said it's like slavery. He wanted to be in the NFL again. Anyway, so similar idea. Let's watch this.
The contracts, are the new slave chains, right? So, you have to sign this contract and sign this document and sign this document. It's like you're binded to this. And then if you break that, that's your livelihood, that's your life. So we the new slaves. Athletes are literally the new slaves because we need this. Our families, our friends depend on this contract to eat.
Yeah, athletes are the new slaves, she says. And first of all, not that it matters to anyone, but it's just amazing to see this. Again, this is an ESPN special, and the whole special that they give to Ibram X. Kendi, and the whole thing is just apparently all about athletes complaining about their persecuted lives and all the racism that they suffer. This is appealing to nobody. Like, who is actually going to sit down? That's what I want. I want to know what the actual, how many actual real world viewers is this series getting? Because I find it hard to believe that if they tell us it's a number above 0, I'm not going to believe it. What actual person is going to sit there? And it's one thing you watch the clip to make fun of it, sure. But who's going to sit there and say, oh yeah, I got to, not only do I have to watch one episode, I got to watch all 5, I got to watch 5 hours of this. This appeals to nobody wants to see this. Even the people who are ideologically aligned, they're not actually going to sit and watch that. Because even most of them know on some level how absurd it is. So this is ESPN. They are just determined to destroy themselves. They get woker and woker by the year, and they lose audience and they lose ratings, and they're needlessly alienating whole swaths of their audience, and they don't stop. This just gets worse and worse. They're determined to destroy themselves, which is fine. It's like we're not gonna. The world won't be missing them at all, but it is amazing to see. And of course, what we're actually seeing here is, it's if you're on the left, as we've talked about so many times, this is that victimhood pathology. And I think part of what it is like they associate to them, as we know, the victimhood hierarchy, and all power comes from your victimhood. It comes from the kind of emotional blackmail that you can wield by cashing in your victimhood chips. And so victimhood is empowering. And so no matter what happens in their lives, they still are grasping for that victimhood. They don't know how to be satisfied in life. They don't know how to be happy. You know, if you're a professional athlete, which, by the way, if you're a professional athlete, to your credit, it means that you've worked very, very hard to perfect your craft. You're very, very good at what you do, no matter what sport you're in. Balance of Nature fruits and veggies are a great way to make sure you're getting essential nutritional ingredients every single day. Balance of Nature uses an advanced cold vacuum process to preserve the vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients of the fruits and vegetables they use. The capsules are whole food supplements with no additives, fillers, extracts, synthetics, pesticides, or added sugar. The only thing in their capsule is pure fruit and vegetables. Balance of Nature sent a bunch of their products down to the studio for my team to try, and we all love them. With Balance of Nature, I get the nutrition of over 10 servings of fruit and vegetables in just a few easy-to-swallow capsules. This makes my crazy schedule so much more manageable no matter what my day looks like. I start each morning with my Balance of Nature fruits and veggies. When you're disciplined enough to take care of your health, you reap all kinds of benefits. Your body will thank you. Go to balanceofnature.com and use promo code Walsh for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code Walsh for 35% off your first preferred order. Since the overturning of Roe v. Wade, the left has lost their minds, making abortion their official sacrament. Meanwhile, pro-life efforts, which are now more important than ever, are booming. As one of the largest pro-life organizations in the world, no one is in a better position than 40 Days for Life to end abortion state by state. 40 Days for Life is changing hearts and minds in the most blue pro-abortion states. They've had a record number of locations since Roe was overturned, and they grew in both volunteers and locations. With 1 million volunteers in 1,500 cities, 40 Days for Life holds peaceful vigils outside abortion facilities. You can help their volunteers fight the ongoing legal battles to protect free speech for their volunteers by giving a tax-deductible gift of any amount to 40daysforlife.com. That's 40daysforlife.com. In most sports, especially if it's the major sports, you're making a lot of money doing it. And so you would think if you're a normal person, you would think just psychologically, you would want to say to yourself, well, wow, I worked really hard for this. And I've made it to this point. I've made it to the mountaintop. This is great. I'm so grateful for this. I'm happy. But they don't know how to be happy or to be satisfied. No matter where they end up in life, they still are grasping at that victimhood. So that even now a multi-million-dollar contract that they choose to sign is it's not just, they're not just saying that it's like similar to slavery. They're saying it is slavery. Notice that. They're saying that this is slavery. If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going to dailywire.com or by going to the Matt Walsh Show Twitter page. Hope to see you there. Godspeed.